Welcome back to Racing WA TV for the second here at the KBRC. It's the Kalgoorlie Paint Centre Handicap over 1,760 metres. And Scott, one of the horses that we touched upon at the beginning of the day, Don't Wait for Luck, he's engaged here. He's in great form and he is our favourite.
He certainly is. He's going from strength to strength. This is a lot tougher than the Class 2 that he won last start, but he did that with 61 and was running away from them. Gets a fair bit of weight relief here, but at the same time, after the victory here in the Tats Cup of Uncompromised, I was very impressed. And then Helen Harding brought him to town. He endured a pretty tough run, sat 3 deep throughout, and I thought he fought on really bravely.
Let's have a look at the horses in the yard, and we'll start with Uncompromised. Helen Harding, Tash Faithful in the saddle.
Well, he's no worries with the weight. He's a winner with 60. He's a winner with 60 and a half. He's also a winner out to 5 times at a mile. So he will have to run the 1760 here, but for a lot of them, it's uncharted waters. Last time out, as I said, he went to a 72 plus in town. He finished a length and 3/4 off Buckets Ridge, who was a main player in last season's WATC Derby. And the second horse in that race was Captain Pluto, who's been right around the mark the whole way through. Back here to Kalgoorlie, where he's had 3 starts, a winner of the Tats Cup, placed first up behind Debonair, who is in white-hot form, ran 4th behind Abloh in the Kambalda Cup as well. We'll have to carry the weight. We'll concede them a head start. That's probably the concern of why we're getting the price that we are.
The 2 is Declaration for Dan Ben Pearce. Chris Parnham in the saddle.
Who's very similar to the first winner here, which is Please Mister, who drew a low barrier number 1, the same as Decoration, led, the same as probably Decoration should do, and ran them right off their legs. It was an on-speed dominated affair, that race. At the 600, a lot of those back markers were under a severe pressure and sufferance. So to be surprised here if Chris Parnham didn't use barrier number 1 to his advantage, didn't kick through and try to lead, and if he did find the front, should be there for a long way.
The 3 is our favourite. That's Don't Wait for Luck for Peter Fernie and Lucy Fury.
Thought you got really good insight too, Lockie, from Peter Fernie in the previous, just with the pads going on, because it's a key gear change here for a horse that'll go around just better than even money. A winner of 3 of his last 5, including his last 2 in style. 2 starts ago, he beat Lucky Lily by 3 3/4. She's won twice since. Most recently beat Serviceman by 3 1/2, and that was when carrying 61.5 kilos. Has been a bit of an enigmatic type, but as he races more and more, he seems to be getting better at the caper. He's definitely the one they're going to need to hold out.
The 4 is Jarman, Greg Jones, Vic Corver.
Who's here today having his 4th run of the preparation, and he is a winner previously here at Kalgoorlie as well, but he hasn't won a race for almost 1,100 days. He's in really good order, this 9-year-old. He's racing consistently at the provincials, but I think this is a bit of a deeper race.
The 5 is Colchino for Felicity Forbes Ives and Luke Campbell.
For these next 2 horses, you won't see it if you've printed a race book or you've purchased one on track, or if you're looking at a lot of apps too, they may not have them loaded in, but this horse did race on Hannon's Handicap Day 3 days ago. Ran 6th, beaten 7 by More Than Enough, who's the next horse that we're going to preview, so needs to turn the tables on that galloper alone.
That is the 6, More Than Enough. Last start winner only 3 days ago for Neil Della and Brad Parnham.
And again, if you're looking at a pre-printed race book here, you may see 54 kilos as the weight allotted for number 6, More Than Enough, but he will carry 55. He won here on Wednesday and has been re-handicapped, so he's rising a kilo here off the 3 days. He won a Class 2 1760, so this track and distance on Wednesday. Carried 60.5 kilos in that meeting, so he drops 5.5 kilos here to 55. We know these horses off the quick backup go invariably well. I'd be surprised if there wasn't money around for him.
$7 into $5.50 on Q Scott. The last horse we'll take a look at is the 7, Passion Prince for Trevor Tasker and Kesh Olduran.
Probably racing a little bit below his best, this 6-year-old. He's won the 3 from 29, of which one of those 3 was here at Kalgoorlie, and it was about a year ago. He's drawn wide, he tends to get back, and I imagine that when the sprint goes on at the 600, he'll find that he'll probably lose a little bit of touch and be under pressure from a fair way out.
Let's have a look at this market where Don't Wait for Luck is our favourite. 260 into 215. Decoration has been 360 into 320. Back out to $3.40 now. Uncompromised has been easy. 360 opening on Thursday morning. Now out to $6, back into $5.50. More Than Enough. $7 into $5, now into $4.60. They're coming for him late. Colchino is 12 out to $34. Jarman is a $34 chance, and Passion Prince is at 60 to 1. Scott, How did you see this one playing out from a speed perspective?
Well, I think if you're looking to follow the pattern, and we have only had one race here, but it was an all-the-way win in the maiden. If you're looking for that sort of profile, the Decoration's your leader from barrier number 1. So at $3.40, $3.50, at least you'll get a run for your money. There's very little speed and pressure in this race, Lockie. The rest of this field are almost exclusively back markers. Now, we saw more than enough kicked out from a nice barrier on Wednesday to settle 1 out, 1 back. So he probably ends up a lot closer than many might expect. But speed-wise, looks like Decoration leads and gets things very comfortable.
With that in mind, how do you order the 4?
1, 3, 6 and 2. I was hoping that we wouldn't have the first race dominated by an on-speeder, because I thought that Uncompromised and Don't Wait for Luck here would be 2 that might be swooping over the top of them, and that could be the reason why Uncompromised has been so easy in betting all week, with the expectation that he gets a little bit off the speed with the 60 kilos, and it might be a little bit much of an ask to wind up over the top of them. But I love the way this horse is going. He was nothing short of tenacious and brave last start at Belmont Park, should I say. He was no better than 3 deep the trip without any cover, and he was only a length and 3/4 off Buckets Ridge. It was a really strong effort. 1 for me, Uncompromised. From 3, Don't Wait for Luck. Looking to win 3 in a row here and go from Class 2 company to a 60-plus Saturday graduation. Steps out to 17.60 for the first time in his life, but with the weight relief, it's hard to see why he won't run out the distance. 6 more than enough. I love these horses off the 3-day spin from Wednesday to Saturday. I'll tip a fair few of them today as well. And 2, Decoration, your likely leader. I thought last start he had his chance. I know Brad Parnham made him work a little bit to find the spot outside the leader, as in Brad Parnham riding the winner, Missile Storm, made Chris, his brother, work around them on the outside with Decoration. But still, he was beaten fair and square by a horse that has flopped since. 1, 3, 6 and 2 for me.
1 Uncompromised on top for Scott in race number 2 here at Kalgoorlie. He is a $5 chance, so they've come for him late. Our favourite is still Don't Wait for Luck at $2.30, whilst Decoration is on the second line of betting at $3.50. Scott, what did you make of the announcement earlier this morning? A $1 million slot race called the Golden Saddle, 1,100 metres, weight for age. What type of horses do you expect to be in this race in 12 months' time?
Well, I would imagine that our current season 3-year-olds, it'd be a great race for them. Our current season 4-year-olds, I was sitting on the plane on the way here next to Stevie Parnham, and we were having this exact discussion, Lockie, more so with the current horse flesh or the recent years horse flesh. You know, if you wound back the clock a couple of years, you'd love to have a horse like a Hot Z of Lou Luciani's that could go to a weight for age like that. You know, from your stable, I know 1,100 is very short, but Search and Rocks, if you could present her first up very, very fresh, it'd be a nice race for her. But I'm probably more looking at those up-and-comers that can eventually make their way through the grades. You know, a Saloon Bar would be a nice horse for that race in 12 months' time, but more so now, you know, if Joker's Grin didn't measure up to the heights that we think he can, you know, I personally think he could be a Winterbottom Quokka type, but if they didn't get to that sort of height, they could come here next year. You know, Ginnivan's, Tycoon Harry's from your own dad's stable. There's plenty of horses there that'll be able to be aimed up at it. It's just how you plan their programming, because it's a fortnight before the Crawford Stakes, and so a weight for age 11, then to a handicap 1,000, then you've got a Prince of Wales and a Colonel Reeves. Can you stretch all the way through to a Winterbottom, or do you need a very different type of horse, maybe even like a Fanta?
Exactly right. It's going to be fascinating in 12 months' time, but any $1 million race is a great thing for WA racing, and we can't wait to see the race evolve over the next few years. They're joining the line well, so we'll hand you upstairs to Darren McCauley for the call of the second here at Kalgoorlie.
Ran here Wednesday, Colchino. Finishing well beaten on that occasion. And here's Uncompromised moving forward as well. More than enough. So starter Neville Sly has headed across towards the ladder. More than enough goes in. Now Passion Prince will be amongst the next of these runners to be loaded away. It's Don't Wait for Luck at $2.40, Decoration $3.50, $4.80 more than enough, Uncompromised at $5. The last call of the market here as the lights transition to red. Walking forward, Passion Prince. The field stands ready. Often Racing, Decoration first to lead from the inside, won the start over Jarman and More Than Enough, again being ridden forward and being used for a bit of early speed. Fiore's going to take Don't Wait for Luck in behind heels now and settle it down with cover fourth and landed beautifully placed after the start. A length and a half uncompromised, shading Colcino, and settling out the back is Passion Prince. And so as they work along to the 1400, up towards the back of the course and the leader Decoration. It's Decoration making play by a length on More Than Enough. Jarman third, 3/4, then Don't Wait for Luck, who's getting a gun run travelling over into the back. A length and a half away is Colcino, down on the inside covered by Uncompromised, and a clear last is Passion Prince as they work along past the 1,000 metre mark. Decoration calling the shots. It's Decoration who leads them here, about to sweep off the back and go to the Charles Street side, out by 3/4. More Than Enough, Wednesday's winner. Jarman third, having not spent a penny in running on the outside. Next of all is Don't Wait for Luck. Only a matter of time before Lucy goes for the trigger. A length and a half away, Uncompromised is going to follow Don't Wait for Luck. It sits outside of Colcino and still seeing them all, and has done so from the word go. Passion Prince. 450 left to run. Decoration's about to roll. It's Decoration 3/4. Just can't quite break the tag of More Than Enough for the moment. Now going up on the outside, Don't Wait for Luck. Jarman sits near the rail. In behind them, Uncompromised, getting caught flat-footed. Decoration down to the 250 from Don't Wait for Luck. Don't Wait for Luck storms up, goes to Decoration. Decoration, Don't Wait for Luck coming away stride for stride. Colcino runs to third. Decoration fights back, shows grit, shows determination, and Decoration wins it. Decoration fought off Don't Wait for Luck. Third, Colcino from Uncompromised, and then came More Than Enough. Passion Prince next home, and amongst the last in this small field of 7 when they'd pulled up Jarman. Decoration ridden by Chris Parnham, number 2. Chris Parnham here lifting and exacting everything he could from Decoration. The epaulette gelding for Dan and Ben Pearce. A busy week there with their runners here Wednesday. Geraldton on Thursday, and now back this afternoon with the win for Oakland Park and partners including Hamlin Bay, Stevie Litton and Danelle Pearce. And this gelding posts its third win from 14 by doing it from start to finish. Had Don't Wait for Luck, who was given the sweetest of rides by Fiore. Had a wonderful run, made its move, went to Decoration, but the leader found. And it was right there and in for a tussle, which it has eventually been able to win. Colcino better today, ran third, More Than Enough behind them in fourth placing. 2, 3, 5 and 6 are the interim numbers. A long neck and a half a length of the margins, and the time for the 1760 was run in 1:47.94. So a winner at Belmont 3 runs ago before successive placings, and continues to hold such very good form. Decoration took full advantage of gate 1. It jumped the bunny quickly. Don't Wait for Luck slotted into the sweet seat, and they did have a great battle. The runner-up is by Nakoni from Sent From The Stars, prepared by Pete Fernie. Lucy Fiore, the rider. Colcino by Machino from Former Light. Felicity Forbes Ives, Luke Campbell in third place. Next today, the running of the CD Dodd Handicap over 1600, and there are no changes there. We've got 8 running, all riders as published in the guides for the next event. I've gone 4, 3, 2 and 1. In the meantime, Lockie Taylor's joining us down there in the yard, and a good result here for the pacemaker Decoration. Lovely judged ride by Chris Parnham, held it together and then quickened them up on the corner, but had to really battle hard to fight off Don't Wait for Luck.
Absolutely, Darren. Really tough win from Decoration, and I'm now joined by winning co-trainer Dan Pearce. Dan, Decoration out to the 1760, and he was very tough late.
Yeah, he was. He had to really dig, but yeah, good to get the result with the 4-year-old. Still get a bit of west speed there, so it was a race we were keen to target. And yeah, I think Chris rated him beautifully.
You speak of the fact that Chris rated him beautifully out in front. Is that the horse's asset at this stage? He's just has a nice high cruising speed, and that was on display at the end of his race as well with how tough he was late.
Yeah, I think so. He's deep enough into a preparation now that he's got that base fitness and was able to use that and obviously call on that fitness late, but yeah, a bit of grit as well.
When you get him back home down south, is he the type of horse that could potentially stretch out over 2,000 at Ascot?
Yeah, I think we can step him out a bit further. As a 3-year-old, we worked towards a derby, and it all probably came a bit early for him. But yeah, it's probably something we'll visit further into the preparation.
Big team of horses in today. Who's the best of the remaining that go around?
Probably Influencing. I think it looks a really good race for him, and better keep the girls happy.
Fingers crossed. Good luck here. Oh, well done here, I should say.
Cheers.
There's Dan Pearce after the winner Decoration. Here's Chris Parnham catching up with Scotty.
Chris Parnham joins me now. Decoration last start. He had the 60 kilos. He had to work a bit in the middle stages to find the breeze and then was pretty brave late. Today, he's probably even tougher.
He was. Yeah, obviously the other day, Brad made us work from that wide gate, and then he had the last crack at us and got over the top of us. But today, drawn one in a small field, he's able to find the front pretty comfortable. And then he was challenged, but he was too strong.
Now, I remember talking to Brad Parnham after that victory on Missile Storm, and we did ask him whether or not the two of you would have words in the jockey's room or not. Did that happen?
No, he mentioned it, but he couldn't say sorry because he won the race. So had he been beaten, it might have been a different story. But
Did Lucy's horse head you at any stage here?
Certainly levelled up. Could have even got its nose in front, but yeah, I definitely thought when it came to me it had me beaten, but my bloke just kept finding.
What about today in the Cup, Iowa versus Starry Heights 2.0?
Yes, it obviously clearly got the better of us the other day, but I didn't think we had the best of runs on that occasion, and there's a decent weight swing as well in our favour. So yeah, I think he gets his chance today.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
There's Chris Parnham combining with Dan and Ben Pearce and Decoration to win the second here at Kalgoorlie. After the break, we'll be taking a look at a couple feature Hall of Fame stories on Marjorie Charlson and Bert Harrison.
The red